So a very good afternoon to one and all present here. Okay, I got the right spirit after even after lunch. Then that's okay. So you must have seen in this slot there is nothing as such mentioned, but it has been mentioned that there would be a talk. So basically, like how I would begin with, if you ask me, what is the purpose of you coming here or you pursuing MBA? If that would be the question, see, there are a few things that I would want to kind of highlight even before I begin the session. We'll make this session completely interactive. Fine. I'm going to answer your questions from three basic domains, and I'm sure that these three processes are going to help you crack crack your name into a company, right? So what are the three processes you think, what are the three factors you think you have to crack to get a job in the corporate? Yes. First one is communication. To judge your communication skills, what do you think? What is the kind of process that is the or what is the test that is conducted to judge you? Okay, these are factors, but where do you judge these factors? Group discussions, right? After group discussions, after you crack your group discussions, what do you have to do? You have to go for an interview, a personal interview. And for in group discussions and in PIs, one thing is very important, that is grooming. Okay. So the first thing that I would want to discuss today here is group discussions. Now, if you look at the nomenclature, or if you look at the name of this particular forum, of this entire process, it says group discussion. It's a combination of two words. One is group and the other one is discussion. Coming to the first word itself, what is a difference between a group and a team? If you understand this, things will become much simpler in terms of sitting for a group discussion. Remember, what is the difference between a group and a team? In a team, one leads and the others follow. Okay. Yes. Group is just a cluster of people. Okay. Accepted. Then they, in a team, they work for one purpose. Okay. Okay. In a group, they have different purposes present there. Okay. Well accepted. Yes. In a team, everyone has to represent their abilities. Okay. And in a group, okay, it's a mass. Um, One simple question for all the answers that you have just given me right now. Why do we call it as an Indian cricket team? And why are a collection of dancers known as, when they are performing, it is known as a group dance? If I ask you this question, we are literally defying all the statements that we have given right now. It's Indian cricket team. You said there is a different one, there is a leader and there is a follower. So can't we call it as a group? No, we do not call it as a group. But when there are a set of dancers who are dancing on stage, they are performing collectively. So why do we not call them as a team but as a group dance? And why do we call this as an Indian cricket team? The team is selected by different people. Okay. Hmm. Groups are self-made and team is selected. Okay. 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 So basically, we can sum up this question by saying that group is a collection of people with a variety of abilities, but they can have individual motive involved in it. Okay, it is about the conclusion that you draw, even in a team or in a group. But when it comes to a team, the motive is one. There is individualistic contribution, but when it comes to motive, the motive is one. Indian cricket team has to, like, kind of, I can say, win a match, right? But when it comes to a group dance, remember, there are certain mistakes which we do. As in, if you're looking into, how many of you use this particular word, that please get so many, like, kind of Xerox for me. We all do it, right? It is a simple mistake that it is called as a group dance, but it is always a troupe of dancers. So please do not create ideas by the mistakes that has been passed on, right? So coming to the next point, that is, yeah, please. So coming to, I hope you're clear about the first word, a group and a team. Then comes, what is the difference between discussion and debate? What is the difference between a discussion and a debate? What are we having right now? A discussion. Now, if I, like, kind of give you a, yeah, there is one, in one statement, if you ask me to summarize it, if it's a debate, it is argumentative. I am right, right? There is either or option. But in a discussion, it is never about either or. It is about finding a cordial, amicable solution to the problem that has been given to you. Now, summarizing the context of these two words that we have discussed right now, that is group and discussion. Remember, a company is never looking for a perfect candidate. So you do not have to debate, and you do not have to play in a team either, right? A company always looks for a suitable candidate. Remember, there is a huge difference in these words. A perfect candidate is always meant for marriage, but a suitable candidate is always meant for a company selection. So keep in mind, you're not here to be perfect, but you're here to be suitable. When I'm using the word suitable, remember, that is a kind of customized picture that you create of your own self. Okay, when you're gaining weight, something might not suit you, but when you're losing weight, the same thing might suit you. So you have to keep on tailoring or customizing your own cells repeatedly in order to crack interviews and in order to go ahead in corporate. As in, if you are sitting for a company and it is asking for a certain, like, set of skills, you have to prepare your resume, you have to prepare your own self, and you have to prepare your, like, you have to tailor your skills accordingly to the company that has given you a requirement. Now, if the company is not asking for critical thinking, like, skills, then you need not write critical thinking skills there if you want to work there. So constant change and constant customization will definitely be a part of your recruitment process ahead, right? So when it comes to group discussions, there are multiple do's and don'ts that we follow. I'm definitely sure, being mature adults, you know the minimum amount of decency that you need to carry inside a room in front of people. Okay. Now, coming to a very basic ones, which I can tell you when it comes to group discussions. A person who speaks more is not always the winner. Keep that idea out of your mind. You begin the entire discussion. Remember, there is no brownie points for that. Ahead, when you are sitting for a like GD, when it begins, at least you must have the brief idea of what are the do's and don'ts of GD. Wait, you need not wait for a turn. Like, if it is a discussion that is going on, you can create your own space while you're speaking, right? You don't have to snatch it from somebody, but create your own space. When I mean create your own space, the first thing that you need to keep in mind, if you are not aware of the topic, do not just jump into the well. You're going to land up right, like, at the bottom. So what you can do is listen to others, create an idea, and then contribute your thoughts. Second thing, stop inventing facts. You should never invent facts. You can never make, like, kind of statistics of your own just to justify what you're speaking is right. Remember, people, your fellow mates who are sitting with you, they are even aware of what is going on. So you will be, like, you will be having a negative point if you're doing anything as such. The third point for now, which you can keep in mind, is your motive is to discuss. Your motive is not to debate. So when you have this idea, like, ingrained in your mind, you will not start argumenting with somebody. So that is going to help you, like, stick to the ground, where you know that I have to discuss the certain problem and then I have to find a conclusion to it. Companies would definitely not want warriors until and unless it is COVID again, but companies will definitely look for a balanced manager who can handle the situation. Understand? So this is why a GD is conducted in a recruitment process. Is there any questions from it? Do we have any questions from this particular sector? Yes, please. How to create that space? Okay. Um Now let's assume that we are having a conversation with each other. Okay. Now you literally want to add on something. Now when you're trying to tell me, ma'am, you are absolutely wrong. Ma'am, you are absolutely wrong. Do you think I'm going to give you that space ever to talk? No, right? But if even if I am not speaking something which is not suiting you, the way in which you can create your space in this particular situation is, okay, ma'am, I would just like to add a few more things that you have already mentioned. When you say add, you might go against me or you might speak in favor of what I have spoken, but I'm going to give you space because you have mentioned the word add. When remember sitting in a GD and you're dealing with a mass, a collection of about 10 to 12 people, it is all like a mind game. It is all like a mind game. It's like when you're speaking and I'm telling you, okay, you're not right, please be seated. You're not right, please be seated. What you do either is you do not participate, or you feel that I'm demeaning you, you kind of guard or defend your own respect, and then, or else what you do is you fight for your say. These are the three basic reactions which we will get from a common discussion that we are having. Now, when I am speaking something, even though whatsoever my tempo might be, I might be assertive, I might be very, like, passive, or I might be very aggressive. If you are constantly telling me, I would like to add something. So I would like to suggest a few points. Okay, let's throw light. You are not contradicting me. You are just speaking after I speak, right? You're just carrying the discussion forward. Now let's say I'm not listening to you, even if you're being, like, very polite enough to propose these statements. I'm not listening to you. So what happens is, in that case is, allow me to finish just a minute, if you could allow me to finish. It's a kind of level 2 warning that you give to a person, that okay, this is the second chance that I have, like, tried grabbing for myself, and if that even doesn't click, then that's a negative point for the person who has been speaking constantly, right? Sometimes speaking in a GD is quite effective, and sometimes by not interrupting, keeping quiet is being wise. Okay? We can wait for once it is over, then you can put in your idea. Okay. Any more questions about this particular, like, GD? I'll tell you something more important after this. ଡର ଲାଗିଲାଣି ନା ଭୋକ ଲାଗିଲାଣି କ'ଣଟା ହେଲାଣି? Okay, yes, please. Yes. Mhm. Keep quiet for some time. Okay. What I meant to say is, if you do not know something about the topic, I have already mentioned, don't just jump into the well. You never know there is water, or you're going to, like, hit the bottom. Fine. There are other members in a GD. We have about 8 to 12 people maximum in a GD. There are at times when you will not understand certain topics. Trust me, I came across a topic a few days back, and I have been for this topic, and I have discussed this in class as well. Okay. So I was sitting for a GD long back, and the topic that came up, it literally blew my mind. Even though belonging to the English background, I couldn't understand half the English that was mentioned in that topic. Okay. It was like pink pajamas over red fort. Pink pajamas over red fort. What's this? Any idea? Now let's learn how to break this topic. Okay. When I talk of pink pajamas, what does it relate to? Something very feminine, right? When I talk of Red Fort, where is Red Fort located? When there is feminine power on in the, like, in Delhi, which happens to be the capital of India, you have to speak on women leadership. Okay, this is how you break certain topics. We have to speak on women leadership. You can talk about Indira Gandhi, you can talk about Pratibha Patil, A person who is a woman and she is on the seat, okay, that is what you call as pink pajamas over red fort. Now, to see how well you analyze a topics, I'll just give you one topic and tell me, instantly raise your hands what comes to your mind. Go green, be safe. Yes. Impromptu answer. What is that? Okay, reducing plastic. Okay, yes. Yes. Afforestation, great. Environment, greenery. This is the first idea. When the moment I mentioned go green, be safe, only because I gave you the word green, you have restricted your minds to trees and plants. Can we not talk of traffic lights? Yes, please. Sustainable development. Can we not talk of traffic lights? You should go when the light is green and then you're safe. GD requires a lot of lateral thinking, thinking out of the box. Now, if I'm telling you green, your mind is restricted to one particular area, that is, leaves are green, gocha patra, hara bhara, right? But there is something beyond trees which is green and it is still safe. Can't we talk of the electric vehicles, the sustainable sources of energy that she has already mentioned? EV number plates are, Mo buses are, it happens to be orange right now because of the political interference, yet it is green, right? So, go green, be safe can have multiple. When you get abstract topics and the topic has not been given a very definite area, you have, multiple dimensions where you can think of this. Now, your dear seniors, they have been attending classes though. A few of them I will give you an idea. They'll just tell you how many abstract topics have been covered in class, and what are the interpretations that students have given, which was beyond books. And for that, to remain updated, with specific topics, remember you have to be updated with the newspapers. So be in close touch with newspapers because they are going to be the best teachers for you when it comes to group discussions. Okay? Yes, please. Yeah, please. Mhm. Okay. You see, there are certain, remember, there is no going against somebody. If you're just wanting to add on to this, okay, I would like to throw some light on the topic. When you say throw some light, this means you're going to give a different dimension to the topic. So you can just begin with the statement, I would like to throw some light. When you say throw some light, you're not adding on to what the other person has mentioned, but rather you're giving a very fresh perspective of the topic that has been given to you. Okay? Yes. And remember, the most dangerous word that you can use in GD is but, BUT. The moment you start using that word but, the first thing that comes to my mind as an individual is okay, this person is going to go against me. He's my enemy. She's my enemy. I'll start defending. Handle very, carefully. You are like, yes, I do agree with whatever you have mentioned. However, that however word is a simple replacement, or it is simply a politer word for the word but. It doesn't seem as if you're going to contradict somebody, rather we are all sailing on the same boat, and the end of the day we have one place to reach. There is one destination, that is conclusion. Okay? Yes, any more questions on group discussion? Hmm. Debating from the topic. Hmm. See, telling somebody that you are speaking nonsense right on face is a very, kind of bad idea. It's a very rude idea. And even, pointing out you are deviating from the topic, you are kind of insulting somebody's, thoughts again when you make such statements. So try avoiding the statements, and if you want to get people back to the topic, or somebody has already deviated and has given a different structure, you can always say, okay, coming back to the topic, that's a clever thing to do. Or let's get on board on the topic so and so mentioned. Let's get on board. Remember, when you are a person who is usually initiating the topic, has a very major role to play. So if you're not confident of it, do not take up, let others speak, and then you can kind of talk on this topic. Recently, we were having a group discussion inside the classroom. It was about, I guess, um, I don't remember well, but there was an idea where yeah, reading books or watching movies. Reading books or watching movies. This is a kind of topic which can go up to a debate. This is a kind of topic which can go up to a debate. A person who was introducing there made a very, like, kind of a small flaw was there when right from the beginning, the dimension of the person who is speaking was determined. Okay, reading books is always better. When you start saying this, you have already chosen a side. A person who is giving the opening remark has to be a very balanced person. You have to create a very balanced opinion of reading books is equally important and watching movies is equally important. Now when somebody is speaking that okay, watching movies is better, it's obvious that as a manager or as a very balanced person, you're not going to create or create any sort of contradiction to the person who has spoken in favor of movies. What you do is, okay, by not defying any book lovers, I would like to mention that when I say by not trying to defy any book lover, remember, I am not keeping them out of the loop, but I'm even including them in my discussion. GD requires more of inclusivity rather than excluding or eliminating people, because at the end of the day, when you are in a corporate and you are there in a team, it is not necessary that people will be in your favor all the time. There will be contradictions, there will be difference in opinion, there will be retaliation, but at the end of the day, as the TL or as the team leader, you should know how to keep everybody on one board. And as a team leader, you should know, or as a part of the team, you have to understand, okay, this person is good with Excel, this person is going to, like, kind of write, is into creative writing, he's going to select the word selections that are required for the report and the mails that is to be sent. He is good with finding facts. She is good with, like, kind of interpersonal skills. So I am going to kind of differentiate everybody's skill and run the show accordingly. That is what a company is looking for. If you are sitting for a GD, this is what your this is the these are the qualities that will be assessed in a GD. Do we have any more questions, or we should go to the next part, that is PIs? Okay. Mhm. Group discussion will never be about the birds of same feather flocking together, where people will totally be, like, unaware of what is being asked. There will be somebody in the group, remember, who has done his or her preparation very well. Let that person begin, understand in simpler terms what this topic is about, and remember, if you have got zero idea about what is going on, simply sit back, take down all the points that has been mentioned by different individuals, speak the conclusion. And in the conclusion, there is no in my opinion, there is no in my opinion. There is always, like, okay, if I'm asked to put everything on one page, it would look like, and then you start speaking what the other members have spoken. You need not take their names, but you can just highlight the discussions that have been made, and then a general solution by keeping everybody's idea in mind. You can say, okay, this is it, yet there is some other aspects which we need to focus on, and these are this. You can just speak that as a conclusion if you have got zero idea of what is going on in the GT. Okay. Aji PI पढ़िया नहीं ताले. Yeah. Okay, multiple participants start speaking for like they start speaking together. Okay. um, give others the chance, as in if you are even one of them who has started speaking at a time, and you see that after speaking 5 to 6 words, like parallelly, two to three of them are running parallelly, and you have even been a party to it. If you see that after before completing a sentence, the first statement, if somebody is not stopping, sit back, give a chance. Okay. Why am I telling you is, do not dominate. Okay. You can understand this better when I'm talking about the kind of personality type that you need to maintain when you're sitting for a GD. That will be done in classes by all the other members as well. So I've mentioned there are three personality types in my talk somewhere here: active, passive, and aggressive. When you, sorry, I'm active, assertive, passive, and aggressive. Like if you just give an example, if the building, like, kind of catches fire, when you're passive, you sit back, you wait everybody to leave the building, and then you are watching, okay, everybody is safe right now, and you might lose your own life, right? Then the other one comes aggressive. I'm not bothered about what happens. I need to run out first. But the company would definitely look for, or the company would definitely want for an assertive person who knows the way and still knows how to drag five people along with him or her when he or she is moving out of the building which has got fire. So the kind of personality type that you need to adopt for GD specifically is assertive. Okay. Yeah. There are multiple words. Okay, there are many words which you should. I totally contradict. You cannot say that. I want to add on. I want to speak this is not speak. No. I want to put forth my opinion. You'll gradually learn when you're sitting in the class. Don't worry. There's a lot of time. Okay. Yes, please. This is the last question that we're going to take up for a GD. How to deal with the accent? Read newspapers as much as you can for the content. And if you want me to give something, if you want me to give you something in a capsule so that you can just gulp it down, that is not really possible. It requires practice. Watch movies, watch talks. I know at the first place you will not understand the language right away. Use subtitles, watch them. Like, while you're reading the subtitles, keep listening to the like audio as well. The second thing that you can do is, when you're sitting, how many of you use dictionaries? हम अच्छी dictionary अच्छी करे, physical dictionary अच्छी. Very good, very good. Even if you don't have one, remember, whenever you're getting confused with one word as to how to pronounce it, Google can help you out with the pronunciation. Type it there, and like there's a speaker button when you look for a meaning. Listen to it. Listen to it. Okay? So listen to talks, and there's a trick that I can give you, though. Uh, take one paragraph from one, any one newspaper every day. And remember, you are your best teachers. You are your own best teachers. Phone to samajhne mein क्या चाहिए? We all use smartphones, right? What we can do is, we can record. You read it out and record your own voice. Then listen to it. Mark the areas where you are fumbling. Mark the areas where you're stammering with pronunciation, and start correcting your own selves right from day one accordingly. Listen to your own recording, and you can see, when we actually speak, we do not understand what mistakes we are committing. But when we listen to somebody else, we, kind of get hold of the mistakes when they are committing. So record your own self so that you can become that they, and start judging your own selves right from day one if you work on your pronunciation and accent. Okay, so coming to the next part, that is PI, personal interview. Now I'm dealing with a very young mass of students, and this example has even been given in the class. Whatever you do in your day-to-day life, you just have to put it in a formal setting. Okay, you have to, make that incident, wear a tie, wear a shoe, and that is where you sit for an interview. The incidents. All of you using Instagram, Facebook, okay, jaha jaha bhi अच्छी social, platforms you are using it. Okay. What happens, when you start liking somebody on social media? What do you do? What is the first thing that you do? You go to their profile. Yeah, you go to their profile, right? Then you see pet lover, coffee lover, whatsoever lover, bike lover, scooty lover, cycle lover. That is what you make a list of, right? After making a list of that, then you approach that person according to the preference he or she has portrayed over that social media. If you see that, person is a kind of, you kind of person, what do you do? What do you do? How do you wish? Hi, good morning. You don't wish that. What do you use? Hey, hey, so and so here, right? If you see that the person has given, like, kind of formal, formal photos all in office, somewhere, like, out of, out of office, he or she is sitting in a coffee, like, kind of, or in a kiosk as well, but the person is very formal. How do you wish? Good morning. Hi, good morning. How are you doing today? This is the kind of language you would adopt. Now, there is a kind of conversation that develops, and finally you decide to go on a date. That is supposed to be a kind of blind date because you have not seen that person physically anywhere, right? And when you go on a date, you take care of the fact that all the preferences that have been mentioned on his or her site, you have taken care of all the odds. If a chai lover, it is a tapri. If he or she is a coffee lover, then it is Starbucks. Nothing less than Starbucks. Come on, don't talk this. Okay. Similarly, you just have to align this experience of yours in an interview as to, what company you're going to sit for. You're going to stalk the company profile and their website, right? The first step. You're going to see what are the companies, like, what kind of performers do they celebrate, what are the awards that have been given, who are the highest, what are the highest performing sectors, what product it deals with, established by whom, and established since when. You read that profile like anything. Okay, birthdays are important, birthdays of companies even important. So you literally stalk their profile. The second thing is going out on a blind date with the interviewer who was there. Okay. Now the interviewer, like, you do not know how the interviewer is like. The moment you knock on the door and you open that, you have to make a very quick judgment in about 7 seconds. That is what we call as a 7 second rule. Within 7 seconds, you have to make a complete analysis. Okay. So you have been seeing our volunteers since, like, a lot longer, like, since a long time, maybe for now. Okay, Anup, I want your help here. I'm going to make a postmortem of your analysis right now. I'm so sorry. I'm very apologetic. Okay, what do you think, as a person he is like? Immediate ones, immediate judgments. Introvert, confident, yes. He's calm, okay, and he's decent, and he's polite, okay. And now, one of the ladies sitting here, if you're asked to kind of greet him, how would you greet him according to the personality assessment that you have made right now? Hi, good morning, okay, and good good afternoon, good afternoon, senior. Okay, you said he's calm, right? Why did you treat him with he's calm? You could have, like, kind of bye. You would have done that. Why did you not do it? He was calm about it and he came up, but that was very impromptu. Thought that he's calm, but he could have, like, as you know, he's calm, he's never going to get angry. You could have said him hi bye. You never did that, but you mentioned hi, hi senior. Okay, you treated him with respect because you know he is a calm person and he would expect the same respect from you. It's a 7 second assessment that you make immediately when you see a person. Thank you, Anup. It's a 7 second assessment that you make immediately when you are, please be seated. Okay. So when you are entering the interview room and you knock on the door and you open the door, the first thing that you see is a very grumpy face sitting here. And that person is completely pissed off by taking 50 other interviews prior to you coming inside the room. How would you wish him or her? Good morning, sir. Right? You'll permission. May I come in, sir? Good morning, sir. Now, if a person, when you're opening the door, is not welcoming you, you have to be very formal and you have to maintain a kind of, like, body language where you know that I need to be very affirmative when I'm entering the room. Right? Good morning, sir. Now let's assume that somebody, when you open the door, oh, hi, so and so, please come in, please have a seat. How will you wish a good morning to him or her? Good morning, sir. This is the immediate tailoring that you need to make yourselves, and this is the immediate coat cutting that you need to make for yourself when you are seeing a person for the first time. And this assessment can be done within how many seconds? Remember, you people have got brilliant brains, and we all know that we are making the right assessment. Somewhere within, when you start trusting your assessment, your 7-second assessment, you know how to convert that interview into, like, you know how to get the ball into your court. Okay. Now, when I'm talking of interview starts with the letter I, and usually interviews begin with the question, tell me something about yourself. And you must be thinking the entire resume is in his hand, and why is this person asking me, tell me something about yourself? Now, what you do is you start thinking otherwise. I have to say something which is not present in the resume. This is the immediate thing that you get into your mind, right? The interviewer has asked you a question, tell me something about yourself. He has not asked you the question, tell me everything about yourself. So you need to know what are the other points that you need to include in your introduction, so that your introduction is not an interview anymore, but it is a interaction. Once you convert this conversation from an interview question answer round to an interaction, remember, your interview is sorted. Your interview is sorted. Now, if you ask somebody who is not familiar with Odisha and the places around, the first statement that I would give in my introduction would be, so hello sir, I am Rupambika Patnaik, and I basically come from Cuttack, which is known as the Silver City of Odisha. I have given an insight to the person to know more about Cuttack, and that is my place of belonging. Right? Currently, I'm residing at Bhubaneswar, and it would be very interesting, like, for you to know that Bhubaneswar is otherwise known as the Temple City. What am I doing is I'm telling things about my own self, and I'm creating spaces, small spaces, where the interviewer is going to fall into the loop of asking me questions in my space. I'm not giving him too much to think about. I am not giving him too little to question on. That is what you have to do in an interview. It's a very tactful game. It's a very simple game, yet tactful. Do not ever think that, okay, if I talk too much about myself, I am a pet lover. If I say I am a pet lover, what is the other way in which you can show that pet lover is a very, like, kind of, maybe for me it's a very general word. What is the other way in which you can present that you are a pet lover? Please do not say for babies. Hmm. How do you mention that? How do you think it otherwise? How do you speak it otherwise? Take care of animals, everybody, even the lay and the street ones. Yes. When you say that I love spending time with my pets, remember, you are simultaneously talking about your hobby, and the way, I mean, a kind of personality that you carry where you have a sympathy towards animals. So selection of words is very important when you are speaking an introduction. When you say I'm a pet lover, what is my hobby? If you are a pet lover, then what is your hobby? That is your next question, and hobby is another very dangerous question. Okay. Can any one of you answer, like, what is your hobby? What are your hobbies? Uh-huh. Playing cricket. Okay. And listening to music. Okay, great one. Which kind of music do you listen to, sir? Pop. Tell me one, singer you celebrate from the pop culture. One of your favorite singers. Okay, Justin Bieber. Okay. Can you name one song of Justin Bieber? Uh-huh. One song, one very famous song that came to my mind as well. Yes. Then that's a song of Justin Bieber. That is a song that, kind of pushes career up. Okay, Questions on hobbies is very important and it is very dangerous. Playing cricket. Who is your favorite cricketer? Yes, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Okay, tell me something that you admire in Mahendra Singh Dhoni as a individual. Mm-hmm. How do you know when you have not been in his team? You have not been a part of his team, so how do you know that? You saw the match. You did not see team planning. Performing and managing, two different contexts altogether. I'm taking a stress interview now. Have you got a chance to listen to any of his interviews, or have you ever listened to the strategies that he applies when he is managing a team? Have you ever listened to him? Then how can you talk about his leadership qualities from the outside? What you saw from the outside? Okay, so you judge a book by its cover immediately. As a result of what? There were many other captains who have won matches. So basically you say that it was Mahendra Singh Dhoni's contribution that led to the trophy, nobody else's. Okay, it is teamwork, but captain is a part of the team or out of the team. So how can you say that as a captain he is different and the teammates are different? That's a stress interview. These are stress interviews. The moment you start speaking about your hobbies, the interviewer, if he or she is like having in mind to trouble you, they will hook on to one word. And they will ask questions, so many questions on that particular word. At one point of time, you have forgotten what the question is. Okay. Yes, that happens. Uh-huh. How to answer your hobbies. Now coming to the solution of how to, okay, she's like kind of bored. Okay, you don't get to talk much. You tell me what the solution is. No more anxiety issues. Okay. How to manage these questions, right? Speak correct hobbies. You don't read books. You do not have to say that I am a book, like, I read books. Don't say that. Reading novels, how many of you have mentioned in the introduction, how many of you have mentioned that reading book is a hobby? Really? Okay, who's your favorite writer? Yes, yes. Okay, one of his famous classics. First order energy. Okay, what was your key takeaway from this book? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you're into gothic novels, grim dark fantasy. Okay, tell me something like in specific about this particular genre. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's like dark elements. So tell me one more author. Who did you compare your favorite author with, and you found out that this author is better? Okay, J.R.R. Martin. Whose book did you read? Okay, The Song of Ice and Fire. Why did you feel that a celebrated work like this is way more important than the Ice and Fire? So you want concise reading. Okay, you want concise reading. You want something that is precise. You don't want elaborative ones. Mm-hmm. So the kind of reading that you make, it is about the characters present in the, entire novel. You prefer characters over the story. So story and character, do they go in alignment or are they different from each other? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So tell me one question. Why do you think that if things are character based, why do you think that Korean movies or Korean series are in trend right now? People love drama. Drama in the literal sense or the actual sense? In the literal sense. Okay. Thank you. That was a good, if you're picking up the fact that you're reading books, then you can talk about this. Okay, there is no slot for this spooky heart in this Korean, question. No. Okay. So when you're picking up a hobby, make it a point that you're aware of what you're speaking, right? Then comes the second thing. Yes, please. Uh-huh. Culinary arts. Uh-huh. See, when you're saying that you're good with culinary arts, remember questions would basically be on how organized as a person you can be. What are the color palettes that you kind of may have in this regard, or what is the exact thing that is expected from you in fields of creativity that would be asked on creative questions when you're speaking something different from the stereotype answers that people have given. Expect exceptional questions, very creative questions. Okay. Yes, please. I'm sure, the other day when sir was speaking about open ended questions and close ended questions, right? There are certain questions which you can answer with yes or a no. But there are certain questions which you cannot answer with yes or a no. Now, again, this, open ended questions are of two types in interviews specifically. It might be from the domain area. I mean, it might be something which is very factual, or it might be a question which requires your a sense of creativity, your interpersonal skills, your cognitive ability to all assimilate together, and then you have to answer a question. Like if I'm asking you a question, as in, let's assume, what is the area that you want to work ahead in future? Is it marketing? Is it HR? Is it IT? Operations? Which one? Finance. Then I ask you a question which is from core finance. Okay. And you're not aware of that particular detail. There you can simply say, I guess I don't remember the answer at this point of time, or else, sir, I would definitely explore more when I walk out of this room. A submission with humility is accepted when you do not know the answers. Okay. Then coming to the second type of question, why are you thinking of taking up finance as a subject? This requires all the experiences that you have had of your finance classes to be assimilated on one page, and you can give a kind of a sweet chocolate. Okay, this is why I want to take up finance. Okay? Yes. Yeah, please. Your hobby is dancing. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, there might be questions, but you can always you follow one kind of dance. So right from the introduction, do not mention I love to dance. It's mentioned specifically what kind of dance do you follow as a hobby. You have restricted the thoughts of that interviewer into one complete box. You have not mentioned a very wide area of dance. You have specifically mentioned that I love salsa or I love ballet. You can simply speak on that. When you give things in an encapsulated way, you are restricting the mind of the interviewer as well. You're just playing a mind game. This is what I know of, and this is where you're going to ask me questions. Don't let the interviewer take over you in the interview. You are going to take that drive according to your own self. So start introducing your own self. When you start introducing your own self, you never say, I love dancing. Don't mention that. I love ballet. I love salsa. I love Kathak. I love Odissi. You can make it very specific. And that is where the interviewer is going to ask you questions from that particular part. Now, when I was having a conversation with him, it was about grimdark fantasy. From the very start, when I asked the question, who mentioned reading as a hobby, he raised his hand, but he confined my questions to grim dark fantasy. Then I talked about gothic, which is something related. And if he never knew about gothic, he was very humble while speaking out that okay, I'm not aware of gothic elements, but yes, this is grim dark fantasy. That is where you create a line that this is where you need to ask questions from. Yes. Questions? Yes, please. Are they going to only appear for the interviews? Baki sab kya matlab? I don't understand. Are you going to give jobs? Give me one as well. When you don't have jobs, you don't have jobs. So if you're going to give jobs, give me one as well. Mhm. What is your weakness and what is your strength? Okay. Um, are you afraid of cockroaches? No. Are you afraid of lizards? You're afraid of lizards? You see there is a lizard right in the corner of the room. Will you run away or will you stay back? You won't run away. But when you were a child, what did you do? You ran away from that room? You stayed back? What did you run away from ever? A snake, right? A tiger, you'll run away. That is called being wise. Now let's like take the lizard for example. When you are a very like in a small kid, you ran away from the room, crying aloud that there's a lizard. You have been having weaknesses since the time you were born on this planet. At every age, you have overcome this. You have run away, then you have learned how to face your fear, and you have overcome this. Now, put this into simple words as to how you can answer this question in an interview. What is your weakness? I have had weaknesses. I have had like fear of something, like since my childhood, maybe. But with growing age, I have learned how to deal with them, like with maturity, with patience, and I've worked on them. So today, yes, I basically do not have any weakness, but rather I would like to put in that I have learned how to face a challenge, and I know that I can overcome it with time. So you have here mentioned this was my one of my weaknesses. There were many weaknesses. According like to my age, with time, I have worked on it and I've overcome it. Okay. You just cannot say what is your weakness. I have a very bad handwriting. That is a weakness. We cannot say that. They say, okay, we do not want people with good handwriting because we are not going for calligraphy. Rather, we are going for people who can type effectively. Please leave. Okay. Yes. Questions. Mhm. 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 I said that. If you have introduced yourself, no, it's like, sir, maybe like at present, I'm not aware of it right now, but I'm definitely going to learn more about it when I walk out of this room. Submitting yourselves if you do not know an answer is nothing bad. A second question, I'm like, see, if you are a person who's going to sit for a like kind of HR interview, it is obvious that if you're going to like being asked a finance question, the second question will not be on finance, but the second question will rather be from your own area, and it is expected of you to know the details or the basics of all the subjects that you come across so that you can answer those questions effectively. If you do not know if you do not know that answer, you can just sir, I'm so sorry again, but I'm not aware of it. You can say a no. You can say no. I cannot speak the answer at the moment. No, sir, I'm going to learn more about it when I walk out of the room. Definitely I'll carry this as a lesson. When you're doing this, you show that you are a learner. You're going to go back and you're going to take something more important, and next time, or maybe if you're given a chance in this particular company, you're going to I mean you're going to do better in terms of effort. Okay. Yes. Grooming. Hmm. If you are facing this, remember, in today's like world, education, your degree, your specialization, that is celebrated. Along with that, something else is celebrated. Can you name it? What? It is skill. It is skill. So you can always use the word skill as a weapon for yourself when you're answering these questions. Although I have a master's degree in so and so field, I am skilled to work on this. Skills and education, I mean skills and your degree, They may run parallelly, or they may even run in opposite directions. But if you know how to bring them together, well and fine. Well and fine, right? Yes. Mm-hmm. 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 No, you can say I'm still a learner. You can simply make that very concise and crisp by mentioning that I'm still a learner, sir, and I'm still learning. If you mention that, nobody is going to ask you vantage level questions on such. Okay. Now coming to the last part, I'll make it very quick. Okay. Yes, please. Yes. Do you have any questions for us? Please be seated. If there is a question at last of the, I mean, at the end of the interview, do you have any questions for us? You would have definitely stalked the profile of that particular company. You have done that. What you do is you answer the question as in, sir, what are the areas in which you segregate your high performance employees? When you ask this question, this shows that you're aiming for nothing but the best in that company. You're sending a very positive message that I am aiming to be one of the top performers. And that is where you ask in a question, okay, sir, what are the criteria? Like, I'm very anxious to know, like, if I get into the company, if I'm part of the organization, if you could just tell me, how do you segregate high performers in your entire team? This is throwing light on the fact that you're aiming to achieve the best. These are the kind of questions that you need. Ask constructive questions. Ask questions that are positive. I do not go with the word problem itself. Okay, replace another word. Ask the question. I'll rephrase that for you. No, tell me, like, what was your question initially? Hmm. That's confidential, sir. We won't be able to tell our problems or the hurdles, right? I, if this is the answer, then how do you you should know how to take the things out of the mouth, right? If you ask, sir, what are the basic challenges like that the company or the organization that is facing these days, and how do you think my skill set will be an alignment to solve these out? That is, I'm changing the course of answers. You wanted to say something? Yeah, please. How to handle pressure? I'll not ask you to meditate, I'll ask you to prepare. Okay. Preparation is a must. You can handle pressure best if you, and remember, a person who is sitting with content is confident. Simple. If you have content, nobody can stop you. You have something to speak, you have something right to speak. Who's going to stop you? Okay, now coming to the last part, that is grooming. I'll just make it very crisp for you. um, I'll give you my mail ID. You can drop in your doubts, and ahead in classes we're going to have a great discussion for it. Okay, now coming to the last part, grooming. Girls, make it a point that you have your hair tied properly. You wear and both the ladies and gentlemen present here, you have to wear well ironed clothes. Do not make it kind of crisp right from the cupboard and you run into the interview. You need to have a very polished shoes. Take care of the color palettes. Take care of the color palettes that you're selecting. Brown pant, yellow shirt is not allowed. Very subtle colors, simple color, nude shades of lipstick. Hair should be done well. No, having a kind of yo style there. Nobody is going to select you there. Then a clean shave is not mandatory, but a well trimmed face is definitely mandatory. Select the colors of your spectacles, your watch, and everything around your accessories very wisely when you are sitting for an interview, and a GD as well, definitely. So, okay, we'll meet sometime after. Thank you so much. Thank you for the patient hearing.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat as soon as possible because we have only 1 hour and we have a lot of things to do in this 1 hour. ତାଙ୍କୁ ଦେଇ ଦେଇଛି ଗୀତ ଫୀତ କଣ ବାଜି କରିଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ଚିନ୍ମୟ ଦେଇ ଦେଇଛି ଚିନ୍ମୟ ଆଉ ସେଇଟା ବୁଝିଲି ଗେଟ୍ ବନ୍ଦ କରନ୍ତୁ ଆମେ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିବା Okay, friends, I once again request to please occupy your chairs. Quick, 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 jaldi. और कोई बाहर है तो जल्दी आ जाओ और एल्स क्लोज द डोर बैठा जल्दी बैठा जो करना है जल्दी करो
गाइस आप लोगों को जैसे जोन वाइज बैठने के लिए बोले थे कृपया वही जोन वाइज बैठ जाइए जल्दी 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 जल्दी
जोन वाइज कम ऑन
नॉर्थ साउथ
लेट्स मेक द 1 hour एंटरटेनमेंट ओके कम ऑन जल्दी करो
बीच में गैप रखना यहाँ पे ईस्ट पीछे वेस्ट यहाँ पे फिर से नॉर्थ पीछे साउथ गाइस जल्दी अनूप अनूप बीच में गैप रखो अनूप अच्छा
बीच में एक रो खाली गैप कर दो एक रो जस्ट मेक 1 रो गैप
फिर से बोल रहा हूँ नॉर्थ मयूरभंज बालेश्वर भद्रक केउंझर जाजपुर नॉर्थ साउथ गंजाम गजपति कंधमाल रायगड़ा कोरापुट मलकानगिरी नवरंगपुर कलाहांडी ईस्ट खोर्धा पुरी जगतसिंहपुर केंद्रापड़ा कटक ढेंकनाल अनुगुल नयागढ़ वेस्ट संबलपुर बरगढ़ झारसुगुड़ा सुंदरगढ़ देवगढ़ बौद्ध सुवर्णपुर बलांगीर नुआपड़ा वॉलंटियर्स जो पीछे बैठे हैं काइंडली हेल्प स्टूडेंट्स टू सिट एज सून एज पॉसिबल और जो नॉन ओडिया है काइंडली वेट करिए हम बताएंगे
तू रेडी कर तू छाड़ तू रेडी कर आई हैव ट्रस्ट ऑन
स्टूडेंट्स वॉलेंटियर प्लीज जिनका नाम है वही लोगों रुके all the SPC members and the volunteers whose names are there please stay other students should leave the hall
चलो
गाइस वेस्ट में जो भी है थोड़ा हैंड अप कीजिए. वेस्ट. ओके. ईस्ट.
अरे मिलके बैठ गए हैं.
नॉर्थ.
नॉर्थ.
साउथ. राइट. ओके.
इस साइड में कौन बैठा है?
ईस्ट, वेस्ट, नॉर्थ.
ईस्ट. तो ईस्ट एंड वेस्ट हारोगे तुम लोग. एक बार सेटल डाउन हो जाओ सब लोग.
गाइस, लास्ट अनाउंसमेंट, कोई डिस्टरबेंसेस नहीं चाहिए मुझे. आप लोग वेस्ट हो ना? ईस्ट है. कितने
Volunteers,
इधर से
please.
लेके इतने तक ईस्ट है. पीछे आप लोग इतने तक है तो टोटल ईस्ट.
Volunteers, names.
ओके.
Mohan Chandra Veera, Asutosh Bai, Shruti Sahu should stay back. Other volunteers should leave the hall
ओके.
immediately.
रिपीट.
Mohan Chandra Veera, Asutosh Bai, Shruti Sahu. Others leave.
स्टार्ट.
गुड आफ्टरनून गाइस. रेडी हो सब लोग? अरे एक्साइटेड नहीं लग रहा है? बोर नहीं हो रहे हो तो? क्लास कैसा था? अच्छा था? तो फिर ये सेशन को भी थोड़ा और अच्छा करते हैं, ठीक है? ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट.
Now we are moving ahead to the next important session of today's program, the LinkedIn Orientation Program. A very good afternoon to one and all present over here, respected faculty members, and to all the seniors, juniors, my mates, everyone.
LinkedIn is not just a platform for jobs. It is a professional space where students can build their identity, connect with industry professionals, and showcase their skills and explore career opportunities.
To guide us through this session and help us understand LinkedIn in a better and more effective way, we have with us our expected faculty member. Sir, I request you to kindly come forward and take over the session. Everyone, please give a warm round of applause and welcome Professor Mr. Rasmi Ranjan Biswal. Sir, the stage is all yours.
Hello. So good afternoon, everyone. So this is post lunch. I will take only 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes of yours. So my name is Rashmi Ranjan Biswal, Assistant Professor IT, BIT in Bhubaneswar. So look, after this session, I will have another session, but unfortunately that session I will have another class. So in that 10 minutes, I will guide you through AI and also your LinkedIn. So before going to the AI, introduction to AI, let me tell you, if you do not have LinkedIn, please download your LinkedIn download the LinkedIn application, then make a profile, and remember, you will have to mention your academics. In that academics area, you will have to mention our college name or tag our college. Do you have our college details? If you have all, if you do not have, then we will provide you the all the platforms, social media platforms links to you very soon, as soon as possible. Okay. So social media is a LinkedIn is the social media for the professionals, right? So मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि it is not no need to explain all those things, that how you will use, like how you will post all those things. But remember, whenever you post anything about our college, please tag us. That is the important thing. Okay. But remember, you will only post related to the academic placement, all those things, your achievement, all those things. Do not use your LinkedIn as a Instagram. Right now people, students are doing that. Leave it. So let's come to the second, my second session. That was like that will be your introduction to AI. So yes. So what do you mean by AI? artificial intelligence, what does it mean? Then why we are very much worried? Like, can anyone tell me that AI will replace human mind in job sector? Anyone from that side? किसी को लगता है AI जॉब खा जाएगा? किनको लगता है AI जॉब खा जाएगा? किनको लगता है जॉब खा जाएगा? बस दो तीन, बाकी लोगों को नहीं लगता? नहीं लगता? क्यों नहीं लगता? जल्दी. ओके, बट व्हाट हैपेंड ना, बहुत सारे जगह पे कंपनीज में तो निकाल रहे हैं, तो सीन क्या है? हाँ हाँ, जोर से बोलो. स्किल्स, एआई चलाने के लिए क्या स्किल चाहिए? जल्दी. हाउ टू यूज एआई प्रॉपर्ली. सब कोई चैट जीपीटी यूज कर रहे हो? चैट जीपीटी क्या है? एआई है. कौन बोला? एआई टूल है. ठीक है, मुझे एक चीज बताओ, ये एआई है क्या? पता है, आप लोग अपने चैट जीपीटी को ही ट्रेन कर रहे हो. Let's not go to the difficult part. Simply, you are you are giving the training to your chat gpt. प्रीवियसली क्या हुआ था कि चैट जीपीटी जब था ना, उस टाइम पे जब यूएस का प्रेसिडेंट चेंज हुए, ठीक है, बाइडेन से फिर से ट्रम्प हुए, तब हम लोग जब चैट जीपीटी को पूछ रहे थे हु इज द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ यूएसए, रॉन्ग आंसर मिल रहा था. देन यू गाइस आर बिलीविंग लाइक दोस एआईज ब्लाइंडली. अभी सही आंसर मिल रहा है, बट एआई को ब्लाइंड बिलीव नहीं करना है, राइट? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, जब कैलकुलेटर आया था, दैट टाइम ऑल्सो सबने बोला अकाउंट्स का जॉब चला गया, बट आज तक नहीं गया. अभी क्या होता है ना, जब नया नया कोई चीज आता है ना, हाइप बहुत ज्यादा होता है. एआई अभी नहीं है, एआई 90s से है. पता तुम्हें अभी चला? पता आप लोगों को अभी चला? एआई तो 90s से है. एआई है क्या भाई? एआई एक सिंपल सा चीज है जहां पे हम लोग एक मॉडल को ट्रेन करते हैं. मॉडल क्या है? अगर मैं, व्हाट्स योर नेम बेटा? रंजीत, सिट डाउन. रंजीत को अगर मैं बोलूंगा कि हाँ वो एक टेक्निकल मॉडल है, दैट मीन्स वो आज तक कैसे चल रहा है, कैसे बात कर रहा है, मतलब कैसे बिहेव कर रहा है, क्या पढ़ा है, क्या नहीं पढ़ा है, ग्रेजुएट हुआ है, जो सारा चीज कर रहा है ना, वो कहीं ना कहीं उसके अंदर डाला गया है. बचपन से तो पैदा होके वो नहीं लेके आया था ना, बट लेके आया था. दो चीजें, सुपरवाइज्ड, अनसुपरवाइज्ड. मॉडल में दो चीज है, पढ़ोगे. इंट्रोडक्शन टू एआई तुम्हारा सब्जेक्ट है जो पढ़ोगे. सुपरवाइज में क्या होता है, जो मैं तुम्हें सिखा रहा हूं. एक छोटा सा पप्पी घर लाते हैं, ठीक है, वो क्या स्टार्टिंग से अपना अपना बात मानने लगता है? कुछ चीज हम लोग सिखाते हैं, दैट इज व्हाट एआई इज. कंसीडर कर लो पप्पी के साथ अपने एआई को. हम लोग, हाँ भाई, हम लोग उसको सिखा रहे हैं, उसके बाद वो बात मान रहा है जो चीज. बट कुछ कुछ चीज है जो वो सीख के आया है. कहां से? जब पैदा हुआ तब से. उसको खाना दो, भूल जाता है क्या? उसको पता है कैसे खाना है. एक बच्चे को भी पता है कैसे खाना है. पानी कैसे पीना है उसको पता है. कैसे पता चला भाई? That is two difference. That is whatever we are giving the training to the model, that is your supervised. Unsupervised जो अपने आप हम लोग सीख रहे हैं. कुछ कुछ चीज है जो अपने आप हम सीखते हैं, सारा चीज हमें सिखाया नहीं जाता. ठीक है, ये रहा तुम्हारा टॉपिक. एक्चुअली मैं दो तीन टॉपिक ही लेके आया था. नेक्स्ट आ गया तुम लोगों का चाइल्ड का ट्रेनिंग हो गया, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस हो गया. हाँ, सिंपल सा चीज है जो कि यू विल हैव टू ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, whenever you are using your AI, please use that effectively, efficiently and ethically. Never ever use AI in a different way. बहुत सारे जगह पे होता है. खत्म, मैं ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लूंगा, because I know these guys, your seniors, they have planned a lot of things. We'll definitely meet after your after this your spark. ये खत्म होने के बाद, सेशन खत्म होने के बाद होगा. तो थैंक यू एंड वेलकम, एंजॉय करो. सो over to you, dear इधर आओ. Over to you, dear SPC members. Very soon you will get the cards. I know you have a very dynamic. I really don't want to कुछ बोलना नहीं चाहता हूँ कि किसी का उतना तारीफ नहीं करना चाहता हूँ. बट रिमेंबर, आप लोग कितना भी पढ़ाई कर लो, कुछ भी कर लो, एट द एंड सबके माइंड में जॉब है ना भाई. यू गाइस हैव ना डायनेमिक लीडर्स, लाइक आपके सर हैं, शेखर सर हैं, योर टीम, लाइक प्लेसमेंट टीम, भाई उनके साथ कनेक्टेड रहो. यू विल गेट डेफिनेटली ग्रेट जॉब्स. ठीक है, और स्पेशली ये जो हमारे जो सीनियर्स हैं, ये कोई कम नहीं है. ठीक है, एसपीसीज, वेरी सुन यू विल गेट द जेपीसी. सर जेपीसी ना, जेपीसी जूनियर. ओके, थैंक यू सो मच.
sir. So are you all excited? Okay. So let's start the game. So रूल आपको बता देता हूं, जैसे कि आपको पहले से बोला गया था, नॉर्थ ईस्ट वेस्ट साउथ 4 जोन में बच्चे बैठे होंगे, जो नहीं बैठा होगा तो वही वो देख लेगा, ठीक है। तो अपने हिसाब से दो, एक लड़का एक लड़की, ठीक है, दो वॉलंटियर आप अपने हिसाब से चूज कर लो। काम क्या रहेगा, पहला जो गेम है हमारा वो है पुशअप एंड टंग ट्विस्टर। अगर लड़का पुशअप करता है तो टंग ट्विस्टर, ठीक है। पुशअप से देखो पॉइंट कैसे मिलेगा, जो पुशअप होता है 10 पुशअप से 5 पॉइंट, ठीक है। एंड जो टंग ट्विस्टर होता है वो एक टंग ट्विस्टर अगर एक ही बार में 2 बार आपको बोलना है एट ए टाइम बिना रुके, सही से बोल दिए तो 5 पॉइंट, अगर खराब हुआ तो गया, आपका टाइम भी वेस्ट होगा। सेकेंड गेम क्या है, कप टावर चैलेंज। वहां पे कप है, कप से आपको टावर बनाना है, ठीक है। थर्ड गेम क्या है, सेल ए प्रोडक्ट। आपको एक प्रोडक्ट का आपको दिया जाएगा, प्रोडक्ट कुछ भी रैंडम हो सकता है, आपको 2 मिनट टाइम दिया जाएगा, आपको 5 जन का एक ग्रुप बनाना होगा। यहाँ पे स्टेज पे आएंगे, उस प्रोडक्ट को डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करेंगे, बेचेंगे, हम होंगे यहाँ पे, आपको बेचना होगा। आप कैसे भी बेच सकते हैं, लाइक आर्ट कर सकते हैं, पिच कर सकते हैं, एनी हाउ यू वांट टू सेल द प्रोडक्ट, अंडरस्टैंड। ओके, एंड द लास्ट वन इज द गेस द सॉन्ग। हम यहाँ पे एक ट्यून प्ले करेंगे, उस हिसाब से आपको इमीडिएटली बोलना होगा विदिन अ 5 सेकेंड। आर यू ऑल रेडी फॉर दिस गेम? शुरू करें? ओके, सो आई थिंक दिस इज द नॉर्थ साइड, राइट? ओके, अब अपना एक वॉलंटियर चूज कर लीजिए अपने हिसाब से, दो, एक लड़का एक लड़की। सबके लिए बोल रहा हूं, उसी हिसाब से आपको चूज करना पड़ेगा, जो अच्छे से पुशअप कर सके, टोंग ट्विस्टर अच्छे से हो सके, नहीं तो आपका पॉइंट जाएगा। नॉर्थ नॉर्थ साउथ ईस्ट वेस्ट। रेडी? चूज कर लिए? जो भी वॉलंटियर से आगे आ जाए थोड़ा। आगे गाइस, देखो टाइम हमारे पास नहीं है, उसी हिसाब से जल्दी जल्दी आओ।
हर एक नॉर्थ डायरेक्शन में दो दो वॉलंटियर्स जो चाहिए वो प्लीज आगे आ जाइए।
इस साइड का जो दो वॉलंटियर कहाँ पे हैं? आप हो तो आ जाइए इधर। हाँ, और एक
फीमेल चाहिए ईस्ट का।
तो आप इधर क्यों खड़े हो? आप आइए इस जोन पे। रेडी? वेस्ट, आप दोनों थोड़ा बीच में रह जाइए, बीच में। साउथ इधर आ जाइए। नॉर्थ
नॉर्थ का
अभी तक फाइनल नहीं हुआ है। अरे यार,
जल्दी 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 जल्दी।
बैठ जाइए गाइस, बैठ जाइए। आ जाओ यहाँ पे बैठिए। और एक वहीं पे पास नहीं गाइस। आप तीन, ओहो हाँ, थोड़ा साइड पे जाइए। हाँ, रेडी? स्टार्ट करें? ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ नॉर्थ। 5 मिनट का टाइमर है, आपको कॉन्स्टेंटली स्टार्ट करेंगे, आप आएंगे पुशअप 10, खत्म होगा आपका इमीडिएटली आपको सॉरी टोंग ट्विस्टर वहां पे है, किसी भी रैंडम एक चूज करिएगा। 10 नहीं 10 मारो, 10 मारो। टोंग ट्विस्टर यहाँ पे है, आपको उठा के टोंग ट्विस्टर पढ़ना होगा। थर्ड आपका खत्म हुआ, फिर आप जाओगे सेल ए प्रोडक्ट, वो हो गया आपका कस्टमर, आपको एक प्रोडक्ट सेल करना पड़ेगा। समझ गए तो गेम? नहीं, आप डिसाइड करो कौन करेगा, कौन क्या करेगा, आप खुद डिसाइड कर लो, ठीक है। एक डेमो दिखाता है। खत्म हो गया, इमीडिएटली आपने कंटिन्यूअस 2 बार कंटिन्यूअस करना है, अगर बीच में रुक गया तो दोबारा शुरू करना पड़ेगा। थर्ड समझ गए तो 5 4 3 2 1 एनीवे आप अपने इनसे डिसाइड कर लो कौन क्या करेगा, ठीक है? ऐसा कोई नहीं कि लड़के ही पुशअप करेंगे, जो आप अपने हिसाब से डिसाइड कर लो कौन क्या करेगा।
जो
Time-
जिसमें कंफर्टेबल हो वो चाहे कर ले।
मिनिमम टाइम के अंदर आपको करना होगा, ठीक है? तो अगर एक लड़की, कोई भी लड़का हो या लड़की हो, पुशअप खत्म हुआ इमीडिएटली आपको टंग ट्विस्टर करना पड़ेगा। खत्म हुआ आपको यहाँ पे कप करना पड़ेगा, फिर आपको प्रोडक्ट दिया जाएगा, 1 मिनट दिया जाएगा सोचने के लिए, उसके बाद आपको सेल करना पड़ेगा। अंडरस्टैंड? जो टीम मिनिमम टाइम में खत्म करता है वो होगा विनर। रेडी?
तो चलिए फिर गेम शुरू करते हैं।
Okay, let's start from north. North. ठीक है. Okay, let's start from east. Come. अरे मैनेजर हो यार तुम लोग, कोई भी आना वो आओ। रुको रुको रुको, रेडी? काम समझ हो गया? फर्स्ट डे खत्म, सेकंड आपका खत्म, थर्ड कोई भी जाके वो करेगा, ठीक है? फोर्थ आपको प्रोडक्ट दिया जाएगा, 1 मिनट सोचने के लिए, बीच में पड़ेगा। नहीं, ये खत्म होने के बाद दूसरा शुरू होगा, तो उस हिसाब से आपको रेडी रहना पड़ेगा, ठीक है? थ्री टू वन स्टार्ट।
Clara cooked crisp crackers to pack in a clean crate. Clara baked break biscuits to stack on a clear plate. Clara cooked crisp crackers to pack in a clean crate. Clara cooked crisp crackers to pack in a clean crate. Clara baked break biscuits to
jaldi.
stack on a clear plate. Clara cooked crisp crackers to pack in a clean crate. Clara baked break biscuits to stack on a clear plate.
5 4 3 2 1 उस रेशियो से आपको करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है?
No, this is not the rule.
अरे उनका टाइम वेस्ट हो रहा है, छोड़ो उनको करने दो। ऊपर कहाँ एक है, नीचे। रेडी? पॉज।
Now this is the product you have to sell.
पॉज। ओके, सोच लो 1 मिनट, ठीक है? कुछ भी बोलो, कुछ भी आपके रैंडम, कुछ भी आपको सेल करना होगा आपके पार्टनर को, आपको नहीं लेना उस हिसाब से आपको, ठीक है? पूरे जब तक कन्विंस नहीं होते तब तक आपको बोलना होगा, ठीक है?
मैम ये इलेक्ट्रिक, हेलो मैम ये इलेक्ट्रिक केटल है, इसका कैपेसिटी 750 ml है। सबसे मेन बात इसमें ऑटो कट ऑफ फीचर है, लाइक आप चालू करके छोड़ भी दिए तो पानी गर्म होके बंद हो जाएगा अपने आप, इलेक्ट्रिक बिल नहीं बढ़ेगा आपका।
अच्छा।
तो घर वालों को दिक्कत नहीं इलेक्ट्रिक बिल की। इसमें दिया है कि डायरेक्ट पानी पोर कर सकते हैं, ढक्कन नहीं खोलना पड़ेगा।
बट मेरे को इसका नीड नहीं है।
नीड नहीं है? तो घर में कोई बीमार पड़ गया, सपोज आप अकेले रहते हो, आप बीमार पड़ गए तो गैस तक उठ के जाओगे क्या पानी गर्म
हाँ,
करने?
मैं चली जाऊंगी।
पैर टूट गया सपोज, चल के जाओगे क्या?
मैं किसी को रख लूंगी,
चल के जाओगे क्या?
मैं किसी को रख लूंगी, मैं इतना पैसा कमाऊंगी, किसी को रख
अच्छा
लूंगी।
रख लिए, मेरे को काम पे रखे, मैं हफ्ते में 7 दिन काम आऊंगा क्या? एक
आना-
दिन तो छुट्टी चाहिए ना मेरे को।
ठीक है, तो देखा जाएगा उस दिन, बट मेरे को इसका नीड ही नहीं है।
नीड नहीं है? अरे नीड नहीं है, मेरे को बेचना है ना।
हाँ,
आप लोगे ही, आप लोगे ही, मेरे को बेचना है।
आप और किसी को बेच लो, बट मेरे को नहीं चाहिए ये।
और किसी को तो बेच सकता हूँ, लेकिन मेरे को टास्क मिला है, आपको बेचना है।
नहीं, मैं इंटरेस्ट नहीं हूँ इसमें।
अच्छा ठीक है, मतलब इलेक्ट्रिक बिल बढ़ेगा तो चलेगा।
हाँ, मैं गैस का पैसा देती हूँ, तो मैं उसी में कर
गैस भी
लूंगी।
तो महंगी हुई है हमारे
बात
साइड, तो पता नहीं 1006 रेट है, आपके यहाँ कितना है पता
हाँ,
नहीं मेरे
मेरे
को।
इधर भी उतना ही है।
तो ये 1000 रुपीज में लाइफ टाइम यूज करोगे?
मैं कुछ
गैस
दूसरा
1000 रुपये
देख
में
लूंगी ना,
15
मैं
या
ये
20
क्यों लूं?
दिन
मेरे को इसका मॉडल अच्छा नहीं लग रहा।
मॉडल है ना हमारे पास दूसरा।
तो दिखाओ वो।
अरे स्टोर में पड़ा है, हाँ बोलो
हाँ,
लेके
उसको
आते हैं ना।
लेके आओ, फिर मैं कन्विंस।
उस साइड स्टोर देख लो जाके।
नहीं नहीं, मेरे को अच्छा नहीं लग रहा। नहीं बोलना है मेरे को।
लेना पड़ेगा ना।
क्यों नहीं लेना है?
अरे टारगेट है मेरे को, टारगेट है मेरे को, 10 प्रोडक्ट बेचना है। हाँ चलो, सबसे मेन डिस्काउंट मिलेगा,
कितना
20% डिस्काउंट मिलेगा।
अच्छा।
1000 रुपए का 800 रुपए में मिलेगा आपको।
नहीं, और कम चाहिए मेरे को।
और कम चाहिए? जेब से निकाल के दूं क्या?
हाँ।
800 रुपए में पड़ेगा।
नहीं नहीं, तो बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है।
आपका 1 महीने का गैस के खर्चा से ये कम है, लाइफ
नहीं
टाइम
नहीं,
चला
मैं
सकते हो।
इतना मैंने, मेरे को आप 500 पे दोगे तो बोलो।
500 में 10 ले लो, 500 में एक दे दूंगा।
नहीं, मैं 500 में ही ले लूंगी बस, तो डन। 500 में।
500 में तो नहीं दे सकता, आपका ना मेरा 700।
500।
700 नहीं बेचना है।
टाइम खत्म हो रहा है।
इतना भी नहीं है।
700।
500।
700 फाइनल।
500 फाइनल।
700 फाइनल। नेक्स्ट टाइम लोगे 600 का पड़ेगा।
400।
नहीं बेचना है, नहीं बेचना है। 400 में,
500
400 में
फाइनल।
मैं खुद घर लेके जाऊंगा।
ले
400
लो,
में
मेरे को चाहिए भी नहीं।
700 फाइनल।
400।
700
400।
700
400।
800
500।
1000
500।
1200।
अरे मान ही जाते यार।
इतने में तो लड़की भी मान जाती है।
अरे भाई अरे इसको आपको रख के जाना है यार। गेम समझ में आ गया तो भाई फाइनली आपको लेना है, ऐसा नहीं कि आपको बस मना ही करता रहना है, ठीक है? आपको लेना तो होगा ना एंड में, ठीक है? लास्ट 1 मिनट है, एक गाना प्ले करते हैं। आपका टीम को वो गाना का नाम बोलना होगा, पूरा गाना का नाम सही से, ऐसे नहीं कि गाना का मुखड़ा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं, पूरा प्रॉपर गाना का जो नाम होता है वो बोलना होगा। रेडी? हाँ, सिर्फ वेस्ट को पकड़ो पकड़ो। Are you guys ready? Let's play the song. तुम प्ले करो, वो बोलेंगे।
दे सोनी नख दे मैनू, सोनी दे नख दे।
गाना का नेम नेम चाहिए, सॉन्ग का नेम।
अखा में कटोरे, सूरमा बटोरे, मैं तो एवे ही एवे ही एवे ही एवे ही एवे ही एवे ही।
सही है सही है, एमे एमे।
आपका सॉन्ग प्ले हुआ 53 सेकंड।
हाँ हाँ हम कर देंगे। तुमको 5 सेकंड एक्स्ट्रा दिया हूँ, जाओ खुश हो जाओ। हाँ ठीक है, 5-10 सेकंड जाओ। रेडी? सो नाउ लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ नॉर्थ। रेडी? टास्क समझ में आ गया तो फर्स्ट क्या करना है, सेकंड। हाँ हाँ आप पकड़ें, ठीक है? रेडी? 3, 2, 1 स्टार्ट। 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Sam sold slick socks in a short seaside shop. Sally slid the slick shores on its Sam sold slick socks in a short seaside shop. Sally slid slick shoes on a steep seaside slope. Sam sold slick socks in a short seaside shop. Sally slid slick shoes on a steep seaside slope.
2 बार.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
जल्दी करो, जल्दी करो. अरे अपने टीममेट्स को चेयर करो, चेयर करो.
Pause. Okay. Here is your product. Take your time. वो तुम्हें सेल करेगा ना? सेल करो. रुको. सोच लो पहले. ठीक है? वही तो तुमको नहीं चाहिए तो तुम.
ये एक हैंड स्ट्रेचर है.
Ready?
हाँ.
ये एक हैंड स्ट्रेचर है. लाइक नाउअडेज सबको तो प्रॉब्लम होता है हाथों में. लाइक ये
हाँ.
यहाँ से हमारा प्रॉब्लम क्या हो रहा है कि जब हम ब्रेन को एक्टिव करते हैं तो ज्यादा हमको योगा सेशन करना पड़ता है या फिर जिम करना जाना पड़ता है. तो मेंटल हेल्थ के लिए कम अवेयरनेस हो रहा था कल. तो हमको क्या करना चाहिए कि हमारे पाँव से इसको दबाना चाहिए. इससे अंदर क्या होता है, हाथ को यहाँ वो भी हमारा फॉरआर्म बनता है और बाकी हमारा. तो आपको लड़कों को दे देना, ले लो.
ठीक है, I'll buy it.
और ओनली 20 रुपीज.
Okay. Ready? माइक पकड़ो. अपने टीम के पास जाओ. टीम के पास जाओ. गाना प्ले होगा.
टाइमर कॉइल.
ठीक है. Ready?
3, 2, 1. जिसको पता चलेगा हैंड रेज करो. नहीं.
तुम्हें जो मैंने देखा.
नहीं. नहीं.
और एक बार प्ले करो.
और एक बार नहीं प्ले हो सकता. एक ही चांस. बोलो जल्दी.
नहीं करो.
ठीक है, और एक सॉन्ग, और एक सॉन्ग. जल्दी जल्दी.
सबको पूछते हैं गाइस. कैन वी गिव देम अ चांस?
बॉस.
देखो भाई. क्या?
इतना बेचैन हो.
Exactly. That's correct song.
Watch. Okay. So now East. Are you ready? ईस्ट के लिए इतना तालियां.
ईस्ट
लग रहा है पूरा जोश के साथ आए हो.
ईस्ट रे हमरो जय जगन्नाथ भी जाओ. जय जगन्नाथ. बस.
Are you guys ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1, start. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Theo thought thick threads would tie the tall tree. Toad thought thin threads would trim the top tree. Theo thought thick threads would tie the tall tree. Toad thought thin threads would trim the top tree.
5 4 3 2 1 के रेशियो पे करो।
पढ़ी देखेगी बस।
पहुंच। अरे ठीक है, हाँ फोटो दो ना। हाँ रेडी, एनीवे सोच लिए के ले जाना, ठीक है। गेम में तरह खेलना है।
टाइम स्टार्ट्स 3 2 3 2 1 गो।
Hello sir, how are you?
I'm very fine.
Yes, so as you know हमारे यहाँ पे ट्री मैन और नेचर मैन ऑफ उड़ीसा आए थे, उन्होंने क्या बताया था हमें?
क्लाइमेट मैन
क्लाइमेट मैन जो आए थे उन्होंने हमें क्या बताया था कि हमें जो फर्स्ट लड़का या लड़की जिससे भी आप फ्रेंड बनोगे तो यू हैव टू गिव हिम अ प्लास्टिक स्टील बॉटल, ही विल गिव यू अ स्टील बॉटल. So here I am giving a steel bottle you want to buy because हमें बचाना है, हमारे नेचर को बचाना है. तो ये आपको नो प्लास्टिक, ठीक है कोई बात नहीं. आप पानी तो पीते हो या नहीं? आप नहीं पीते हो, पानी पीते हो?
हाँ पीता हूँ।
इसमें आप पानी पी सकते हो, आप सोडा पी सकते हो. ये देखिए आप थर्मोप्लस है, आप घर से गर्म पानी गर्म चाय बना के लाके यहाँ पे पी सकते हैं. ठीक है,
ठीक है, ओके फाइन
और
फाइन।
और अगर आपको पार्टी करना है, टीचर लोग हैं वो वाटर बॉटल चेक नहीं करेंगे. यू कैन मिक्स इट अप एंड ड्रिंक. So you want to take it?
हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल।
Its price is 500 as it will stay intact with you for your whole life.
500 ଟଙ୍କା
500 ଟଙ୍କା ତ ମୁଁ ଏତେ ଗେଟଅପ୍ ହେଇକି ବିକିବାକୁ ଆସିଛି, 500 ଟଙ୍କାରେ ତ ନବାକୁ ହିଁ ପଡିବ.
ओके ओके ठीक है, ओके फाइन फाइन फाइन।
अरे उनके यहाँ तो 200 में मिलता है।
हाँ तो हमारे मेकअप का भी तो पैसा है ना भैया.
ठीक है, टीम के पास चले जाइए माइक लेके, जो गाना अभी प्ले होगा टीम से डिसाइड करिएगा, फाइनल करके बोलिएगा, ठीक है।
नहीं ये लोग
क्यों नहीं रखा? आपके को पहले तो बोल नहीं पाए. चीटिंग नहीं होगा गाइस, देयर इज नो चीटिंग. मोबाइल नहीं पकड़ना, हम लोग टैलेंटेड है ना गाइस, प्लीज डोंट पुट ऑन मोबाइल.
ओके वॉलंटियर्स काइंडली चेक किसी का गूगल कैसे ना ओपन हो। प्रियांशु, स्वागतिका, अनूप सब चेक करो।
करने से गाइस नहीं होगा, प्लीज डोंट चीट.
ओके सॉन्ग स्टार्ट्स इन 3 3 2 1। Correct. Wrong answer.
पहले गाना तो सुन लो गाइस, उसके बाद आंसर दे देना. Keep silent,
Guys,
please.
keep silent. Keep silent. अरे तुम्हारे ही साथी है ना, एक चांस तो बनता है, सुन लो। अरे तुम भी सुन लो,
गाना बज रहा है, जल्दी। बस। Any guesses?
Right.
Exactly. तुझे बुला दिया।
so now the last team South, are you ready?
Team South, are you ready or not?
देखो बच्चे तुम्हें डिस्टर्ब करेंगे, गाना प्ले करेंगे तो सुनाई नहीं देगा, उसी हिसाब से तुमको सुनना होगा, उसी हिसाब से नाम भी बोलना होगा, ठीक है? रेडी? रेडी?
3, 2, 1, go.
Start. 2,
2,
3,
3,
4,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Bitter water bought some butter, but she shared the butter's bitter.
भैया और एक बार.
Bitter water
बेटी water.
Bitty Potter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. Patty Potter picked some
फिर से.
Betty Bitter Potter bought some butter, but she said the
फिर से.
Betty bought a bitter butter.
Betty Potter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter.
फिर से.
Bitter. Betty Potter bought some butter, but she said the butter bitter. Patty Potter picked some pepper, but she said the pepper's hotter.
भैया 2 बार. क्यों नहीं दे?
आराम से आराम से आराम से एक बार में होगा.
Betty Potter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. Patty Potter picked some pepper, but she said the pepper's hotter. Betty Butter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. Patty Potter picked some pepper, but she said
Oh, so close, so close.
Betty Butter bought some butter, but she said the butter's.
भैया
Betty Butter bought some butter, but
थोड़ा
she said
थोड़ा
the
रहम
butter's
दिखा दो,
bitter.
थोड़ा रहम दिखा
Betty
दो.
Butter picked some pepper, but she said the pepper's hotter. Betty Butter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. Patty Potter picked some pepper, but she said the pepper's hotter.
Done, 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 done. जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी. साउथ वाले जल्दी करो.
Perfect. Watch.
अब गाना एक ही बार प्ले होगा. नहीं. Okay, okay. Product. Guys, silence, guys, silence. 3. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Please take this. हमें जीतना है. Please ले लो.
But why?
Please ले लो. Time जा रहा है. Please ले लो. Please
पोस्ट का तो ले लेता हूँ.
10 rupees.
10 rupees.
हाँ.
You have to be a manager, ma'am.
बेचो. अभी बेचो.
तो मेरे को एक डाउट था.
पूछिए.
तो यहाँ पे हम नए आए हैं. तो हमें क्लास करना है.
ओके.
तो आप हमें पढ़ाएंगे प्लीज.
नहीं पढ़ाऊंगा.
तो हमें समझ में कैसे आएगा.
इसीलिए फैकल्टीज लोग हैं.
जल्दी.
बेचो.
तो आप अपने अभी टीचर्स डे आ रहे हैं.
ओके.
तो हमें टीचर्स को गिफ्ट देना है.
हाँ.
तो हम खरीद के देंगे ना सर.
तो ये क्यों दूंगा?
आप हमारी मदद करोगे?